Greetings petrolheads, welcome back to Car Mechanic Simulator 2015. Let's get ourselves our Salem Flamo, I guess, is another one that we still need to restore. Another old, well actually the one we restored last time was not an old car, but it is an old car again, a Salem Flamo. Let's get this thing to the left lifter, and we will buy all the body parts for this. Again, this is just for making money because we need it. And then got the oil drain over here. No, first we need to do this. No, what am I doing? First I'm gonna repair the body parts. Oh, the front bumper is missing. Okay, good to know. Okay, now we got that, and we can also replace the rims already. We can see that we have coil springs here. And up front we have double wishbones. I purchased this car from the auction center before, the thing with repairing the body, like using this thing, the body frame, became a thing, a relevant thing. Before that update, like, as long as you replace the parts that you can buy, the body would be 100% condition. Good. So we have double wishbones up front, coil spring rear. Engine wise, we have a single overhead cam inline 4. We do not have ABS. We got river drive, of course. We got pushrod V8 rear muffler, no cat. Okay. Let's start this air filter cover, alternator, this. I don't remember what parts I need for the timing. Oh yeah, just one idler roller, I guess. And then after that, there's no belt tension though, right? Oh yes, there is. Okay. Yes, these are the correct ones. Two of these, two of these, two of these, two of those. A brake servo, we do have that. Where's the camshaft? There it is. We need camshaft caps, right? Yeah. And this one we do. No cutters we've seen. We need 4 of these clips. 1, 2, 3. Coil spring. Crankshaft is the same for all unenforced. Good to know. One of these. Then those. One of these. One of these. Engine head cover. The manifold. Is there even a possible? No, you can't swap engine on this one anyway. No exhaust pipe. No front drive axles, of course. Then this one. 2 of you, 2 of you. Front steering knuckles. B. Short cross member. Sway bar. Regular one. It should be this one, but I'm not sure if it is on this car. Yes, it is. That we don't need ignition distributors. We need these, 2 of these. MPI is the correct fuel system here. Little muffler, oil filter, oil pan, power steering pump. What radiator fan does this thing have? The regular one. I wasn't sure anymore. Rear axle knuckle housing can really only be the B, right? Because we got... Yeah, because we got drum brakes. And this rear muffler, no separate shock absorbers, of course, because we have coil springs. No rear wheel hub either. No rocker arms. Four up front, and then we have 2 on the rear. And on this side we do need these, and then 2 of these. Also regular starter, 2 of those. Don't forget the serpentine belts. And then that, I guess. Steering rack. Those, one of these, one of these. We don't need a timing chain. And then don't need a water pump pulley either. Do I? Do I even need a water pump at this point? Let's just start at the engine bay this time. So that we can access the starter right away and not get delayed on that once we lift the car up. This camshaft looks bad too. Let's get rid of this and this. Do we? Yeah, we do need a water pump. There it is. Let's get rid of this. Actually, this exhaust manifold doesn't have a cover. Well, there we go, another like $15 or so, whatever the whatever the manifold cover costs. Did I buy spark plugs? I did not. Oh yeah, we can't remove those yet. No. Yes. Apparently I nailed it every time now. Not that it's super difficult or anything, just you know, it's, when you're doing it for the first couple of times, it's kind of you gotta find out the way, like you gotta find your orientation. Where exactly am I? Where exactly am I placing this? How do I get it under the oil drain plug? But once you've figured it out, you can do it pretty much every time. I say pretty much every time because obviously mistakes happen occasionally. Of course, we're not going to be able to access the crankshaft yet because the pistons are still in. So even when we disassemble all the components of the gearbox, we're not going to be able to finish everything that's underneath the car yet, or that's accessible from underneath anyway. Because technically, Tom, when the car is underground, everything that's underneath the car is actually only the ground, you know, because everything else, like the suspension and all, is part of the car, so it doesn't make sense that it's underneath it, right? Yeah, well. Let's move on. We got bigger problems in our lives. So rear axle. I totally didn't buy shock absorbers, did I? Well, these things happen occasionally, of course. I only recently restarted the series, so I'm gonna... I may have forgotten a thing or two about this game, but mostly I'm still familiar with how it works. I just don't know everything by heart anymore. But that'll probably come back. Leaf springs. Like, the leaf spring setup doesn't have separate shock absorbers, or am I going crazy now? Coil springs too. That's the one thing I didn't want to touch yet. There we go. I'm gonna rebuild the rear suspension right away. Fuel tank, fuel pump as well. Oh, I didn't... How did I miss those? There they are. So, rear suspension done, basically. I'm gonna move the car down now. So that I can remove the pistons. And by the way, if you wanna know how it's... If you're interested in a little bit more of my private life, or what's going... Like how the process is going with, you know, buying a Jag in June, there will be a Let's Talk video either today or at some point this week, where I'm gonna talk a little bit more about it. But it's... I have a big choice to make. Either way, I'm probably gonna enjoy the car, but the difference is it's gonna be in for how long I will be able to enjoy it. Because used cars just, you know, there's always that risk with buying a used car. But it's also noticeably cheaper, and of course, when you're like, since I don't have the money to buy a new Jag, the only option would be leasing it. And then the car is not, you know, technically my car, but also I would have to pay monthly rates, of course. But in return, whenever something breaks, I can just put it into into a workshop for free and they'll fix it and give me a replacement car for the time being. Like, there's positives and negatives, but I just can't decide for right now. Although I'm leaning more towards leasing a new one. An XE for that matter. And wait, what? They're not by the front sway bar? I remember clicking it though. I remember. Oh, maybe I bought the wrong one. That could be the case. I know that my parents might argue this, but you know, some of you might too if you have a little bit more experience in your life. But when you're leasing a car, by the time you've paid all the rates, which you know is gonna be over the course of like, I don't know, either 3 years or 5 years or whatever. But by the time you've paid all the rates, the car is gonna be worth like not even half of its new price. So you would, if you sell it after that point, you won't get very much money out of it anymore. And I know that, but I don't think I'm gonna be wanting to sell it unless at that point I have the money to actually buy something new that I also like better than that Jag. Which, depending on how I like that, is either likely or unlikely. And the Jag, I mean, what I mean is, I love the way it looks. Okay, I love that it has a supercharged V6, the XES. 340 horsepower is plenty of power, but then also not an overwhelming amount of power, you know. For a long time, the E46 M3 was my quote-unquote dream daily driver, and now actually knowing that there's a new Jag that has pretty much the same power output, there's like 340 horsepower on the Jag versus 343 on the BMW, that's basically the same. And also the Jag looks better in my opinion, has newer tech and a new gearbox, you know, a new suspension system altogether that, according to Motor Trend, makes it ride better and handle more sporty than the current 3 Series BMW. All of that combined makes for an actually really great sounding prospect. And I'm excited to actually be able to try it out. Hopefully. And if it's really as good as not only Motor Trend said, but one or two more car magazines that I watched said, if it's really that good, then by the time I actually own it after paying all the monthly rates, maybe I don't even want to sell it. Maybe I just want to keep it. And then obviously is when I'm really gonna find out just how reliable these Jags are these days. Because traditionally they didn't have the best reputation, although as I explained in another video of mine, since they're owned by Tata and they're building their cars on their own again rather than having most of them built by Ford, the build quality has increased significantly. So, Jag XE, hopefully in my car at some point this month. Probably near the end of this month, I guess. And I want a dark blue one. I want one in the same color that the one in the Motor Trend comparison between it and the BMW 335i. I want it in that color. So, are we finished with this car? No. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Okay, now it's worth 36.9 grand. And I did buy the wrong sway bar in fact. Let's get you to the paint shop, repaint you. Actually, let's have it in gray. Because it's already almost gray. It was. Now it is really gray. So, yeah, let's sell it now. Oh no, oil in the engine, let's fix that. I knew I forgot something. Good. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Car Mechanic Simulator. Leave a like or a comment if you did. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.